Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. We are back on boring content to finish up some of the maintenance on my wife's 2014 Forester. Today we are doing the front differential. I'm also going to be doing the CVT fluid in this. However, the fluid that they sent us was the wrong amount. I ordered a gallon and they sent us just one single quart, so that's got to go back. But we're gonna get into this. I'll show you some of the tools, what to do and how to fill this. So it's a pretty simple job, but let's get into it. Let me show you what we got here first. So the front diff, I believe, only takes like 1.4, maybe 1.3 quarts. I'll show you how to actually fill that. You'll need a breaker bar. You're gonna need this because underneath the Forester, it is a little different than the Legacy Outbacks. There is a cover on there. You'll need a 8mm hex. That is for the drain and the check valve. And then that skid plate underneath, you'll need a 12mm. You'll also need a T70. And then I'm not sure about extensions and stuff. We'll get into that. But some of these are not all for the front diff. So I have to look and see which ones. They did not label it, they just kind of threw them all together, but I believe there's the part numbers. I'll have to find out which one for sure. This also includes the gaskets for the front CVT. Like I said, I was going to be doing that, and this is the fluid we are using. This is actually the brand that Subaru uses. However, it's just Subaru rebottles it, but this is CVT2. Same color and everything is factory. It is the factory stuff, but one bottle's not going to cut it. So anyway, let me go ahead and get the car moved in, and we'll go ahead and work on that. One thing I am going to do with the CVT when the fluid time comes, we are not doing a relearn on it yet. I didn't know this till after we bought the car. There's no lights on in the dash, anything like that. But the all-wheel drive is actually not working in this. So there's a solenoid in the valve body. I went ahead and tested it, and it's supposed to be between like 3.5 ohms to 4.5, and it came out at like 36. So it's obviously bad, which is kind of weird. I'm surprised there's no lights on in the dash, and I'm kind of thinking that's why they got rid of the car, because if you do the whole valve body, it's like a $2,200 job. So we're gonna fix that though, because I like this car, and so far, other than a few little problems, it's been pretty reliable. Okay, so on the passenger side, do not open the, on the driver's side, it is for the fill plug for the CVT. Passenger side is for the front differential. It is right above the axle. I'm gonna try to get it in the engine bay, but I wanna at least show you where it's at so you know where to get it. And then I don't think you need to loosen the tire. I'm pretty sure you can leave it as is if I have to go this way. Like I said, I'm gonna try for up there at the engine bay, but I have the light up there, and let's see if I can show you. Sorry. So right there, directly left, you can barely see it. That is the fill plug. So I don't know if I'm gonna try to get it from here. I might actually take this wheel off and put the car on a jack stand. That might make it a little easier for this video. Actually, that's what I'm gonna do. It's easy enough, and I'll just take the tire off. So give me a minute, and we'll take that off. I'll at least show you where it's at. All right, so got the car up on jack stands, and we're gonna do this live because this doesn't look like it's gonna be a good time. I'm gonna say these have never been off, and yeah. So let me get a few more extensions in here. This is really awkward, and we're gonna break this. So this is supposed to be 30, I think it's 36.9 pounds, and definitely not one to come out. Okay. And I hate using all these extensions, but right, let me try to figure this out. Okay, so I actually did it up in the engine bay. I'm gonna put this wheel back on because, actually no, I'm not. It's gonna probably make filling it a little bit easier. This isn't hard, it's just in a really awkward location. So, actually I am gonna put the wheel back just for a safety thing because I don't have jack stands. We're gonna get underneath of this. I'll show you how to pull the cover off, and then we'll fill this up, and hopefully this job will be done. Real quick before we crawl underneath there, there's the fill plug. We are missing the gasket. It fell off underneath the car whenever I pulled this out. So that's what it looks like. The point is you're not trying to strip that out. There's no magnet or anything on this. You just need one of those gaskets. So give me a second, let me get this wheel back on. Okay, so this splash shield here is what makes the Forester different from the Outback and Legacies. There is a couple 12mm bolts. Let's see if we can find them real quick. So there's also push pin clips. So there's one, looks like there is one, there's another one, and I'll have to, actually there's one as well. I know there's one push pin, I just don't know where it's at. Let me get these 12s out real quick and I'll show you where the push pin is. Also looks like there might be a little bit of a leak on the corner of the trans pan, but that's a story for another day. Okay, so there's the push pin in the back. That's the last one I got. So there's 1, 2, 3, where's that? 4 and 5. So 5 bolts, 1 push pin. Let me get this out and I'll show you what it looks like. Pretty much that. We're just trying to move this out of the way so we can get to the T70. There is the drain plug. The one to the right of that is the check. And we'll show you how to fill this up here in a minute though. So on the side up top, there's actually one more push pin, and then the whole thing comes crashing down. So anyway, under here, now that you've gotten this far, you'll see here's the T70. Sorry for the bad lighting, but it does say diff fluid. Sorry, over here, that plug is the check plug. I'm gonna go ahead and drain that. There should be a little tiny bit that comes out of that first, and then I'm gonna focus on the diff, or like the drain fluid. So let me see if I can get you guys set up so you can actually watch this. Sorry about the bad angle, but my tripod doesn't fit up there. So, like I said, we're going to do the drain, or the check valve first. That way we're able to make sure that this thing can be completely filled. You get a small extension. Oh, why not? Definitely don't think this was done at any point. I want an extension so I don't bust my knuckles. So see how that little bit of fluid come out? That is actually, and you can tell it's really, really dirty. That's how we're also gonna check this. So once I get the drain plug actually out, there's a little bit of sludge on this, which I wouldn't expect anything different because it's never been changed. Let me get the T70 real quick and we'll pop the drain off. I didn't break anything. It actually just broke loose. So let me get the fluid over. I'm gonna let this finish draining out, and then we'll start getting into putting this back together. There is a washer here that needs to be popped off, but let's get this off. Let's get this off first. I think per Subaru, they recommend every 30,000, I think. All right, moment of truth. No, not yet, I lied. Not as bad as the back. Maybe it has been changed. Same thing with this, there's a little bit of sludge, so I'm gonna let this finish draining. I gotta change gloves. We're gonna put these gaskets back on. I gotta get this gasket off, clean this area up. We're gonna start torquing. Not done that one yet. This is the very last one to go. Okay, so there's the 2 plugs. I'm gonna go ahead and clean both these off. I think the front one's been done before. Maybe they have been done, it's just been a while. I don't know. Either way, I'm gonna clean both these up. I'm gonna hold off on putting the gaskets on these until I actually crawl underneath, because I don't wanna lose them. I already lost one of the old ones underneath in the pit, which doesn't matter, but I don't wanna lose the new ones. So get these cleaned up. The drain plug is 51 pounds. Let me find out real quick and I'll get right back to you. 51.6, and for the check and the fill, 36.9. So let's get this cleaned up. This is the first one to go back in, and we start filling through the fill that's on the side, the one that I struggled with the most. Hey there, both cleaned up. The fill's got a little, or the drain's got a little bit of stuff on it, but it's clean enough. Let's get these under here. Let's get this job wrapped up. Okay, so this one's cleaned up. Like I said, this one is only 56.9 pounds. I still need to get the crush ring off the check, and there you go. So that one's done. Now the next part, you need to fill up above the CV axle. So like I said, front diff is on the passenger side, CVT is on the driver's side. With this, I'm going to use my syringe. So I'm gonna fill it up. This should take about 1.3, 1.4. And when we get closer to it running out, I'll crawl back under here and actually set it up, because actually I might set it on time lapse. That's what we'll do. Sorry. So I tried to get under here as fast as I could. That's what will happen once you fill it up. I made a mess, of course, as always. I'm gonna have to clean this up. I'm going to let this run out just a little bit, and we're gonna put the check plug with the new washer. Once I remove that one, it is 36.9. And then I'm gonna clean everything up, and we'll go for a test drive. And we're pretty much done with this video. Not bad, just could be a little easier to do. All right, one last thing before we actually do check. I pulled the wheel back off. I made a little bit of mess with, even with the syringe that I used to put fluids in. Went ahead and cleaned off the cat, cleaned off underneath. Everything is torqued. That plug is in with the new gasket. 36.9 for that one, 36.9 for the other one, and 51.6 for the drain. So let me get this shield back under. I'm gonna go ahead and put anti-seize on the bolts because they haven't been off in a while. And then put the wheel back on, make sure everything's good to go, nothing's leaking, and we're going for a test drive. All right, real quick before test drive, this is the fluid. There was a little bit of diff fluid from the back, but as you can tell, it's our community puke bucket. Has a little bit of everything in it. But anyway, we're gonna take it up the road and we're gonna finish this video. All right, so we are finishing up with this video. I'm just taking it up the road for a test drive and make sure there's no leaks when I get back. Want to retorque the wheel. Anyway, if you guys have watched up to this point, thank you for watching. And of course, like, share, subscribe all of our videos. It really helps us out. The reason I wanted to end this video on a test drive is because I just want to show you that the car is not, doesn't have any lights on or anything. This is going to be a future video. I'm going to do a CVT fluid change to it one time, and then I'm going to do it the next time that the valve body comes out. Eventually, I've determined one of the solenoids that are in the valve body for the all-wheel drive is bad, and I'm torn about doing the lockup while I'm in there. Might just do the all-wheel drive. But as you can tell, there's 0 warning lights on. I haven't reset anything. I don't have any kind of computer. That's another issue that I have. I don't have any kind of computer to reset and relearn the adaptations for the CVT anyway. So that's for another video. But anyway, I just want to make sure that there's no leaks or anything. So if you guys have any comments or anything, message below. As always, like, share, subscribe. Follow us on Facebook, and you know, Facebook, we always post early stuff. So if you guys are wondering or really interested in stuff we have, you know, of course, watch there. But thanks again for watching.